What's up, guys? I made this video as a walkthrough to go along with the mind map PDF, which you can download below. So I just want to take a quick video here to walk you through it, put it into more context, and give you an idea. So you can zoom in. If you download the PDF document, you may have to open the file and then download it to your computer to get the full zoom. This is the document you have right here, and this walks you through the entire fitness business blueprint, which is the 6 pillars to grow a profitable and scalable fitness business. This is the same process that I walk my FitPro clients all over the world through to help them grow multiple facilities to 6- and 7-figure profitable businesses. And it's the same system that I'm using to this day in the gyms that I run and co-run with my business partners. And it's the same system I've used from the very beginning. This is what helped me really go from a struggling hobby, personal trainer, not knowing what I was doing, and turn me from being a technician into a manager and an entrepreneur, so I could grow a business predictably and have full confidence and clarity on what to do in all areas. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of this. The first area is business mindset. This is the first thing you have to look at. And it's what I just talked about. It's going from thinking and acting and deciding like a solopreneur, like a personal trainer with a hobby, and instead thinking like a business owner, like an entrepreneur. Right now, if you're stuck, if you're not making the money or the impact you want to make, I guarantee that fundamentally it's because you're thinking, reacting, and deciding like a solopreneur. You're thinking of your business like a job. And the way you can tell that is solopreneur thinking is usually short term. They don't think more than 30 to 60 days ahead. It's reactive. You're opportunistic. You chase shiny objects everywhere. Maybe you've got 25 free downloads of guides and courses and things, and you've never actually fully implemented any of them, or you start implementing something, but then you lose focus and you jump onto the next thing. It's like a lack of conviction and a lack of follow through. That's what characterizes that solopreneur nature. And it tells me that you're running a job, not running a business. So the first thing is you want to have an awareness of this. And as I say here, the solopreneur identity is keeping you broke, because most fit pros stuck around 10K a month don't learn enough about business or finance. They just keep putting out fires and multitasking every day on things, as I write here, on tasks that have not been objectively identified as important nor urgent. That means fit pros are spending a lot of their time on the wrong things, or they're not prioritizing the right things. They're not tracking finances. They're not spending enough time with their clients. They're not doing enough follow-up. They're not making enough content, and they're spending time on the wrong things. But what stops a lot of fit pros getting past this level and really getting into the blueprint is that their ego is threatened to step outside the comfort zone. The beliefs, opinions, the people they know, the way of doing things that they've come to get used to. It's hard to change all that, especially if you've made 10, 15,000 pounds a month already. That's a good achievement. And so it sounds counterintuitive to change things up at that moment. But the truth is, what gets you to low 6 figures, what gets you to 10K a month, is not going to help you get to 50, 60, or 100K a month. You need to completely change up how you do things. And if you don't, then you keep doing the same thing that got you there. You just keep hustling more. You just keep getting more training certifications. And these things will not help you get to the next level. So you want to have a new awareness of what your business is, what you want it to do for you, and think more like an entrepreneur and even an investor rather than a personal trainer. The ultimate goal of module 1 is for you to stop acting like a personal trainer who runs a business and start acting like a business owner that delivers personal training, or the owner of a business that delivers personal training. So after that, then we move on to module 2. Module 2 is vision, core values, and culture. This is extremely important. What gets you to low 6 figures? What gets you to 8, 10K a month is just simply having a good offer, knowing who your target audience is, and hustling to get enough sales. That basically just validates that you have something worth growing. At this point, if you now want to grow the business, you're going to have to start getting systems in place and people to help you and work for you at some point. And the first step to doing that is vision, core values, and culture. If you ever want to remove yourself physically from the technical day-to-day operations of the company, then there needs to be a culture and values instilled in the business so that your presence is still felt and people are still doing things, quote, your way. If you just step out and put another trainer in who has their own way of doing things and their own values and their own culture they want to build, it's not going to be your business anymore. So the first thing we want to look at is the vision, and your company really needs to stand for something more important. A vision is important for many reasons. Having a big vision is going to show your community that you're about more than just making money. It's going to show that you're here to make an impact, that your business is a beacon of light for the community that it's in. And when you document this vision and you share it like we do in our gyms and like I've taught countless other fit pros to do, you will immediately start attracting more media exposure. You'll attract investors. You'll attract collaborations. Us and our clients, our Fit Pro clients, are seeing this for real every single day. They start getting speaking invitations. They start getting interviewed by the media. Politicians, mayors, the government, council officials want to have meetings with them because they see how they're communicating how their company can help the wider ecosystem. That's why a vision is super important. And plus, once you get past low six figures, money is not going to inspire you forever. You need a bigger reason to feel compelled to grow this business and take the punches that entrepreneurship is going to throw at you. And a vision is what inspires you to do that. After that, then there's core values. So if the vision is like the direction of the company, where you're going, it's like the road. The core values are like the boundaries. It's like the beliefs, the criteria, the standards that you hold to make sure that you're not just getting to the vision, but you're doing it in an aligned way that really emphasizes the qualities that you want to breed in people. So you want to have a think about your core values, and there's many different types, and put those values together, because we, in our gyms, we hire people, we train people, and we fire people based on the core values. Over performance, over KPIs, over anything else, it comes down to core values. If you don't have these in place, you're never going to be able to hire a trainer or any staff effectively. They'll keep letting you down because you've not set the boundaries. You've not set the standards. And that's why core values is important at this point before we come to hiring people. In fact, with the Fit Pros we work with, and in my own experience, 99% of staff problems is because the owner did not have a clear vision and values outlined and didn't hire according to those things. So after you've done that, then culture is essentially what we mean by culture is implementing this. The culture is the tangible, quantifiable, knowing that you've actually implemented that your company is on track towards the vision, you know you're achieving it, and that you're abiding by the core values. If you have that, the culture is going to show that. After that, then we come into module 3. And now module 3 is about systems and finance management. At this point, we need to start building the structure of the company. You've got your mindset dialed in. You have the vision and core values mapped out. Now we've got to start making it tangible. So the first thing we do in the systems and finance module is we set out a financial projection or a financial forecast. So you want to start with your numbers. You want to start with what are the actual revenue goals that we need to meet as a company. And the way Fit Pro set goals is usually completely out of whack and completely wrong. They usually start with an outcome number, like I want to make 10,000 a month. And then, like many of you watching this, you get to 10,000 a month, and then you realize it's actually not much money because the company is making 10,000 a month, but after you pay your costs, you pay your team, you pay your facility rent, your Facebook ads manager, your taxes, you are still left with very, very little And there's probably people in your company, if you're making 10 to 20K a month, I bet there's at least one person in your company that you're paying a bigger salary than you take for yourself. For some Fit Pros I meet, they're paying more money to their Facebook ads manager than they take home for their own family. That's not good. So we don't want to start with this big outcome, this batch of money, and then hope it works out and hope it's profitable. No, instead you want to reverse engineer the financial goals, starting with your desired income, not revenue, but your personal income. How much do you need to take from this business to buy your groceries, pay your rent, feed your family, and live your life? And you want to set like a salary amount for that. Let's say it's £4,000 a month, for example. Once you know that cornerstone goal, then we can build the revenue goal on top of that. Because if you need to take £4,000 a month clean income in a pay packet, then we know the company has to make more money than that to cover its costs, to pay taxes, to cover the payroll. So as a general rule, we'll probably look for the company to make about 3 to 4 times what you want to take as a personal salary. So if you want to take 4K a month, the company is probably going to have to make about 12 to 16,000 a month gross revenue in order to cover the costs, pay you what you want, and keep some company profit. So the blueprint helps you map that together so you know exactly what the right amount of money is. Most Fit Pros are actually undershooting, and that's the problem. That's why you make 10K a month, 15K a month, but you're still working on fumes, it feels like. So that's the first step, is getting the financial thing in place. The systems then, the next thing we do is we look at this business, and let's stick with this example of you want 4K a month take home salary and the business needs to make 16,000 a month. Let's use that example. Now, the next thing for you to do, once you've done that projection and you say, right, okay, we need to make 16,000 a month. The next thing is to create like a visual architecture of what is your business going to look like and function like at that level, to create that output of 16K a month gross revenue. What does the input have to be? What people need to be in place? What roles need to be done? Do you have the facility size for that right now, or would you need to expand? It'll depend on your current pricing and stuff like that. So you start to then have a feel of, okay, at 16K a month, it's not going to be ultra specific, but it'll just be a guideline. You think, right, at 16K a month, maybe I'm going to need, I don't know, 80 clients on average per month doing my bootcamp. And for 80 clients a month on the books, I'm going to need 2 assistant coaches. To get 60 clients, I'm going to need probably double that number of prospects and leads from my marketing. So I might need a Facebook ads manager. I'm going to need a bookkeeper. I might need a part-time assistant or a managing assistant. And you start to see that maybe you have a team of 3 to 4 people to make that 16K. And you can start looking at how the business is going to look, what roles have to be done daily to maintain that. I mean, who's going to close all those 60 clients? Who's going to retain them? Who's going to do the marketing? And then you can start to break down the roles and what might be a realistic salary to pay someone to do each of those roles. And you can also then see on a projection, on a financial timeline, if you let's say you start growing by 10 clients a month to eventually get to that level in 8 or 10 months, you can then start plotting when you might need to make the next hire, when you might need to expand the facility, when you might need to buy new equipment. And this exercise doesn't take long, but it'll really help you do a full visualization of month on month. If the growth was steady to get towards the goal of 16K a month in this example, what would that look like? When would you need people? And that's how we're able to grow sustainably, because we've just mapped it out in our minds and we've documented it, a financial forecast of what's likely to happen month on month. So we know, oh, hey, we've just reached 60 clients out of 80. We're going to need a new coach next month because now our capacity is getting big. And you've just pre-planned it all and you've thought it all out. And then you've got the job roles dialed in. And the next thing you can look at is, now you know if we're taking on, say, 4 people, 3 people to make this 16K, you also now know how much you can budget to pay those people. Because you know you're going to make 4K for yourself. You can work out what your taxes are going to be, your personal taxes and business taxes. Then you've got your operating expenses. Then what's left in that 16K is going to be what you can afford to pay staff. So that's how you know it's never about how much should I pay someone. It's about how much can I pay someone. That's really how to look at it. So module 3 takes you through all of that. So you have a very clear architecture on exactly what the business has to do, what roles you're going to need filled in to do yourself or to hire for somebody else to do it. And that's when we come to module 4. Now you've got the game plan. You now have to just move forward and fill in the blanks. Module 4 is about team recruitment and leadership. And again, the cool thing is most Fit Pros and gym owners struggle when it comes to building a team. But if you've done module 1, 2, and 3, that eliminates 99% of the problems that you will not have to deal with anymore. Because now you know the right culture and core values, you know who to attract, you know what kind of personality you're looking for. You also know what the job role that person has to do is. You know exactly what you can afford to pay them. And you're going to know exactly if they're doing a job good enough or not, because it's either going to help you meet your big financial goal or it's not. So this now solves so many problems. You know who you need to hire, what they need to be like, what they need to produce, what their KPIs are, and how much you can afford to pay them. Now we go into the actual systems to bring someone on board. And this is 4 parts. So we talk about the attraction and recruitment system. How do we actually market to attract new trainers and people to want to submit their CVs and resumes to us? How do we interview them? So I talk about my 3-stage interview process and break down all the questions. Then there's the onboarding. If you have taken on and you've selected someone, how do we onboard them? How do we get them up and running into your business, into your culture, and get them performing as best as possible, as soon as possible? Then there's the team communication system. You've got to think about, how do I communicate with my team? How do I mentor my team? How do I develop my team? How do we keep reinforcing the vision and core values? So the communication system is about what kind of team meetings we do, what kind of schedule we use, how we structure those team meetings. And also you want an individual communication system. How do you also talk to each team member personally? When do you have one-on-one time? How do you do reviews with them? How do you help them exceed at the job? And then there's performance review systems. So how do you track someone's performance to know that they're making an ROI on what you're paying them? How do you also know they're happy and fulfilled in the business? Because that's important too. And also then, what do you do if you have to either promote someone? How do you manage that? Or terminate someone? If you have to let them go, how do you manage that and make sure you do it professionally, ethically, and also legally under the right circumstances, so you don't face any employee tribunals or anything like that. But again, module 4 is so easy once you've got 1 to 3 in place. And that's why the blueprint builds on itself. Module 5 then is the big one, marketing and sales. Now, this is where we talk about lead generation, branding, creating your offers, closing people, Facebook ads, all this stuff. It's a huge module. What the big problem I see though is that Fit Pros start here. They want to start here because they believe they just need more leads and sales. They think, well, more money will solve the problem. But if you don't know how to run a profitable business, then you can make more money, you're still going to lose it all. You won't be able to keep it. And if you get more clients through the door, that's not going to help you either, because after a point, you're going to be so busy and overwhelmed, you're going to have to hire other trainers. And if you haven't got the systems in place to hire the trainers or the culture or the other things we talked about, you're not able to do that either. So getting more clients and more money is never going to help you unless and until you have a good awareness of the previous 4 modules. This is why so many Fit Pros struggle, because they spend 90% of their time chasing leads and sales and money and not looking at systems, profitability, and culture. And that's one of the things I mentioned right at the start in module 1 when I said Fit Pros are spending too much of their time on the wrong things or in the wrong order of things. So marketing and sales, this comes down to your front-end offer. So we believe in creating a front-end offer, some kind of trial, paid or free, for people to come and try your service. One of the biggest mistakes Fit Pros make is they meet a prospect who's interested and they immediately try and sell them into a 12-month commitment. That's not going to work the same way if you met a random person in the street. They're not going to marry you if you propose to them either, but they might go on a date with you. So the front end offer is like that dating process where they can try out what we do at a low commitment of time and money. They can get a feel for it. And if your product and your culture is awesome as it should be, then your service will sell itself. If they do a week or 2 or 3 weeks with you for free or very low price, if your service is good enough, it should sell itself and they should not want to leave. And they should be asking you, hey, what happens after this? How do I sign up long-term? I'm happy to pay $99 a month or whatever it might be. So a front-end offer is a very powerful selling mechanism because you don't want to have to learn NLP, high-ticket closing tactics and things like that. Let the service sell itself. Then there's the follow-up system. So once people are in the program, we want to have a system for helping them ascend into long-term back-end clients, and also a follow-up system for the leads that don't convert. That is your best chance of getting new clients. It's your low-hanging fruit. If you have any clients that are former clients, or they did a trial with you and didn't convert, or they had a conversation with you and didn't convert, they're the people you want to start following up with right now, because they're almost on the fence and you can get them into the program with much more ease if you follow up. The truth is that 80% of sales happen after 5 follow-up attempts. Yet, 80% of Fit Pros never follow up more than once. There's the hidden money. And then there's getting traffic or generating leads. Once you have this front-end offer in place, you then need to get eyeballs to see it. You've got to find your target audience and attract them. And we do this through 3 different means. We have organic traffic systems. So getting people organically, and this means social media content, posting our content everywhere we can, referral marketing, things like this. Then we have endorsed traffic systems. Now, endorsed means when you collaborate and you use somebody else's audience. So you would partner with companies, associations, charities, or mass media or media platforms that have access to an audience of your ideal customer. So this could, if you serve women or mums, for example, then maybe you'd want to partner with a salon or a school or a dance academy or a women's lifestyle magazine, because they'll have tons of your potential clients. And endorsed traffic is when they publish or share your work. So they might interview you, they might share your content, they might refer to you and do a referral scheme, and you've got leads coming in then. If you set up 5 or 10, just 5 or 10 collaborations like that, and in your local area, and let's say each of those 10 collaborations only sent 1 prospect a month to you, that's 10 prospects a month. If you close 3 of those prospects out of 10, which is a realistic rate for any Fit Pro, that's 3 new clients a month. That could be £300 recurring revenue added, or about over £3,000 a year, just by setting up 10 relationships like that. And then there's paid traffic systems. So you have organic going on, you have your endorsed partnerships, and then of course you have paid. This includes your Facebook ads, Google ads, Google ad searches, YouTube ads, Instagram ads, or even direct mail or print ads where you send out leaflets, flyers, print magazine adverts. And we teach you to do a host of these things. We never rely on one strategy. We will have generally between 7 and 15 lead generation marketing systems, which are a mix of these 3 types. We have 2 or 3 organic systems, 2 or 3 endorsed systems, and 2 or 3 paid systems at a minimum. And then finally, the last part of this is module 6, scaling sustainably. So this is really more advanced. Once you've completed modules 1 to 5 and implemented those in your business, you'll be now having a healthy 6-figure gym, making between 20 and 100,000 a month. You'll have good profits. You'll be paying yourself a great salary. Your payroll will be covered. You'll have a great culture. Every team member knows what they're doing. Your leads are coming in consistently. This is great. Now you've got to think about where do we go from here? What happens next? How do we maintain this and scale, but do it sustainably with the least amount of risk? So at this point, you might want to scale your business to multiple locations. You might want to go online and have an online component. You might want to scale into products like supplements, merchandise, things like that. Or you might even want to sell your business. You might want to look at selling it. That's happened too. We help fit pros do that too. And I've built and sold fitness companies within a couple of years. So you've got to think about how to scale sustainably, what you want, and how do we do that. But really, you need to cover the first 5 modules and get to that place before you really think about that. So that's it, guys. That's an overview of the entire fitness business blueprint. And of course, we've only scratched the surface here, but I hope this gives you a little insight and a good holistic overview of what this is about and what really is involved in growing a successful fitness business or gym. It's not just running Facebook ads. There's a lot more to it. And you can download this below. And your next step after this, guys, if you haven't read this page already, we're offering 4 weeks free mentorship, one-on-one, working with me to implement this into your business. We'll take a look at where you are. We'll see where the big gaps are right now. Maybe it's culture, maybe it's in your lead generation, maybe it's in hiring systems, and we'll plug those in. We'll get that on board so you have a more sustainable, profitable business. This is by application only, so read the page carefully below and see if you qualify for one-on-one mentorship. We'll do a month for free, and you can find out why I'm doing this and the conditions below. Hope you enjoyed this. Share this on with a Fit Pro who also might need it. And don't forget to download the PDF with the blueprint so you can start implementing this today. Speak to you soon.